All right, I haven't read the ranger thing yet. What are we looking at? Can we snipe things from a mile away? Maybe we have traps that instantly kill or completely incapacitate enemies. Ooh. Okay, here's what I'm most excited for. How many attacks do I get per round? Is it 9?
So right now your expectations are like here, and I've read it, and you should probably move it just from here to maybe like
a little further up. That's
the ground.
That's shit.
Yeah.
Whoops. Hi everybody, welcome to GameGorgon. My name is Krug.
I'm Indigo.
Today we're here to talk to you about the Ranger.
Yeah.
Pathfinder 2nd Edition playtest.
Don't sound so damn depressed.
It's kind of meh.
It's very meh. We're just gonna jump right into the mechanics since we've already kind of given you a hint at what our opinions about it are.
True.
First off, they've removed spells.
Sure.
So,
which honestly, in and of itself, super okay with.
Yeah, 100% okay with it. They removed the spell aspect of it. And then they also removed, well, I shouldn't say removed, they changed favorited enemy. At first level, you gain something called Hunt Target, which again, horrible name. You guys could have come up with something a little bit better.
Could have been called Expert Hunter.
Yeah, something. Basically, if there is an enemy or anyone really, within 100 feet of you and you can see and or hear them, you can then put Hunt Target on them.
Apex Predator. That would have been a great
one. Oh, that would have been a good one too, yeah.
Apex Predator.
And by doing that, your penalty for multi-attacking in a round is reduced.
Yes. As long as all of your attacks in that round are against that one character.
Correct.
That's a huge caveat for me.
Well, and then you get additional things on top of that.
Yeah, true.
Your secondary range penalty is gone. So you don't have a secondary range penalty, so you can shoot them from further away.
Yeah, that's good.
You also get a +2 to survival checks when tracking that character down.
The mark is going to last until your next prep phase completes.
Yes.
And so usually that's around 24 hours unless you're going to, start taking some penalties for staying awake. So I think it could be useful for tracking. I haven't had that come up very often.
It's kind of meh, but it's the reason I like this change.
Way better than favorite enemy.
Yes, because it's basically like, hey, you have to metagame this. Like, it's giving you no option other than to do this. Because like your DM's like, okay, create a character like I'm a ranger and I'm super great about killing dragons, and they're like, great.
There are no dragons in this campaign. Actually, in this world there are no dragons, so it's very confusing that your character is good at killing them.
Don't worry, we're doing Curse of Strahd. Oh, crap.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like it's basically teaching people to metagame so that they can actually use that ability.
Yeah, getting rid of that in its entirety, 100% okay with. At 5th level, the hunter is going to get Trackless Step, which is presumably, it's harder for people to make survival checks to find them.
Yeah, you don't leave footprints.
Oh, at all?
Yeah.
That's sick.
At 7th level, you gain Evasion, and then that improves at level 15, you get Improved Evasion.
Nice. That's good. Good talent.
Yeah, great talent.
At 9th level, the ranger is going to get Nature's Edge, which allows them to treat enemies that are in natural difficult terrain or difficult terrain caused by a snare as flat-footed at 9th level. That's at 9th level. That's at level 9. It's kind of bland for level 9, wouldn't you say? A little bit?
I would agree. I would agree that that ability should be significantly lower. Point out, though, this is a playtest, and we haven't seen all of their abilities. Maybe they're hiding, like, the super duper ability. Let's keep going on. Maybe there's something we're missing.
That's true. We're only at level 9.
All right, how about this?
Okay.
At 11th level, they get Wild Stride.
Okay, what is that?
They basically minimize or get rid of the movement penalty in difficult terrain.
Is that 2 difficult terrain levels in a row?
9th and 11th.
At level 13,
that's 1-3, right?
1-3.
Okay.
After getting two features, the previous 2 levels that have to do with difficult terrain, level 13, you get weapon mastery with a group of weapons.
The same thing that the fighter gets at third
level. Third level, yeah, exactly. At level 13, after getting 2 feats that have to do with difficult terrain. I mean, it's, I guess, flavorful. Like, I can move
At
through difficult
at
terrain.
level 13.
It's just not in any way interesting to me.
No. So far, I have gotten nothing.
Like, difficult terrain is strong, but it's not like a ubiquitous mechanic that is in every fight. Not even close. I'd say not even 30% of fights.
Unless they can easily turn the ground into like difficult terrain.
The ranger itself.
Yeah, that would be the
but
only
it doesn't
thing.
have magic.
Correct. We're going to be talking about some feats. The first one we're going to be talking about is the Monster Hunter feat. If they get a critical succeed on their recall knowledge against a monster, they and their group get a +1 circumstance bonus
to their next attack against that specific monster, not even that species.
That's a feat that you have to invest in.
Yeah.
That is preventing you from getting a prestige. That is preventing you from doing a lot of different things. This is your option.
The opportunity cost for that feat is so incredibly high that I cannot imagine choosing it. The next feat is Scout's Warning, which allows you to give a +1 initiative bonus to your allies if you and them are going to roll a perception check for initiative, which just kind of prevents you from being surprised.
And it's not preventing you from being surprised.
You're right. It's not preventing you from being surprised at all.
Because they can get a surprise round.
Yeah.
And then once initiative takes place, you just get a +1 to that initiative.
It seems like also sort of a very niche and kind of underpowered feat.
Yep. You had said that the monk was like one of the most disappointing.
Oh, I rescind that comment 100%. This is way worse. Monks, we got stances.
Yeah.
Stances gave us something to speculate on, 1. And 2, they modified the gameplay in a really interesting way. These things haven't done that yet.
Nope.
Because I could choose when to go into a stance. There's nothing here to pick, right? Like, that's it. It's just the hunt. Like, who am I hunting? I'm not into it so far.
All right, so the snare feats.
Yes.
I think it's important that we talk about snares as a whole. It's something that you can craft, and that the higher your crafting level is, or your skill points are in crafting, the better
snares you can make.
Correct.
We have examples for 2 snares specifically.
It also takes not only the time for your character to build said snare,
right,
but it also takes your character 1 minute to set up the said snare.
Yeah, and I think that, 1, you'd be able to modify that time with either feats or by improving in some way. Maybe it's a survival check, and if you critically succeed, it'll take less time or something.
Yeah, we don't know because they mentioned
exactly.
that's something that could happen.
Yeah, and I also get the feeling that different snares will take different amounts of time.
Sure.
Judging just by the way that they were wording the post, but there's no like specific confirmation of that. That having been said, a minute is what they said the average was.
Yes.
Which is a very long time.
Yeah, so it's not something that you will be frequently doing in combat.
No.
So the first one is Slow Snare, which...
This is gonna surprise you.
Yeah,
Get ready.
it slows the target. The first target that hits it...
Yep, that square, the single square that the snare was in is difficult terrain.
It's difficult terrain, and it gets destroyed afterwards.
That's kind of weak, but it is level 1, right? It's pretty low level. 2 gold.
Yeah, I'm confused about the 2 gold thing because we were talking about it, and you feel that that's the cost that it would take to make it.
That's what I think. Yeah.
I don't know if that's going to be the cost for someone to buy it, or
maybe the crafting cost would be less.
Yeah,
maybe.
Or the thing is that if you buy it, you wouldn't need to spend those crafting costs. Or maybe that's the cost of those crafting items.
That's what I'm saying. I think it's the cost of the items to craft it. So you'd need to go to a store and say, I want to buy blah, blah, like, 4 sticks and 2 pieces of duct tape. Like, I don't know what the they're made out of. But instead of saying all of that random stuff, you just say, I want to buy the components for this snare. And it's 2 gold.
Yeah.
That's why I think they're listing it there for the DMs to quickly, and the player characters, they don't have to constantly ask the DM. It's just written on the ability. If I spend 2 gold at this market, I get these snare components. All right, so the next trap that we have, freezing trap, or sorry, snare. It's an 8th level item. It's gonna cost 50 gold, and it has a couple more interesting mechanics.
Yes.
So, that I have to read. So on a success, the target's gonna take 1d8 cold damage, which is cool. On a critical success, the target is going to be unaffected. On a failure, the target's going to take 3d8 cold damage, is going to be hampered 10 until the end of its next turn. And on a critical failure, the target's going to take 6d8 cold damage and is going to be hampered 10 till the end of its next turn.
And the default DC is 22 on this.
Yeah.
It's a reflex save to get out of it.
Yeah.
So that's pretty high.
Yeah, for level 8.
Yeah, so I think that like that's a good thing. But the thing is that to do, what was it, 3d6? What was the critical failure? 68. To do 68 damage is going to cost you 50 gold, and they have to walk over, and it takes you a minute to do that.
And they have to be set up ahead of time, and it only affects a single square.
Yeah, while a wizard with 50 gold
Could change lives.
Yeah.
Could destroy settlements.
like it's uneven. I think that
It is.
Unless there are significant portions of the ranger that we have not seen, I think this is a very underwhelming class.
Yes.
I feel that
Also, this class had a similar problem
yes,
to what I thought the monk had, but it ended up not having it. There's nothing to speculate on here, except for what are we missing? Which, I mean, from me to the kind, gentle souls at Paizo, that's not a good thing to have to speculate on. What is missing is wrong. We should be speculating on, ooh, what else is this? What else is this going to enable me to do?
And the things-
Not, what am I missing?
I think the things that they were hoping people would speculate off this is what kind of snares that they would be able to do. But
Right.
that's if you choose that character to do that. Like,
Again,
snares aren't a default thing that that character gets to do. That is something that they have to put a feat into and spec into to be able to do.
And it's a really passive play style, and I think that play style is going to be really interesting for a group of players, but I don't think that's going to be a majority
Yeah.
of the player base at all. I think it's going to be a small, really hyper-tactical and thoughtful group of players, and they're going to make it work probably really well. I think a majority of people for the ranger wanted to see how it's going to shoot things in the head and all of those talents, and we didn't see any of them. I didn't even get a hint that they really exist. So, I mean, hopefully we get to see those things.
Why don't you guys let us know what you guys think? Head down in the comments, let us know. Are we just being super salty about this? And if we are being super salty about
Please
this,
point out what we missed.
yeah, what did we miss? What about this class is making it spectacular? And what's it making, like, what about it makes you want to play it over any of the other classes?
Yeah.
While you guys are down there, make sure to hit the like button if you like the video, hit the subscribe button, get access to the snare trap that is known as the bell icon. And while you guys
We haven't been giving YouTube 50 gold.
that's our problem.
Dang.
Why don't you guys head over to Twitter and talk to us over there. You can talk to me at IndigoQT.
And I'm Krug. You can get me at KrugQT on Twitter. You can also reach both of us at literally the exact same time at _QueueTimes on Twitter. You can also get us on Instagram at Insta. And go and follow us on all those places, because Indigo Face is going to be at Comic-Con coming up pretty soon here, and he's going to be posting all these cool little fun bits.
I will have just gotten back from Comic-Con because it will have been last weekend, since this is Friday of next week's.
Shut up.
Until next time, bye.
This is the GameGorgon.